Welcome back to the channel, guys. I am here with SVT Kevin today, and we're gonna go over the top 5 most aggravating things asked when selling a used car. Now, I know a lot of you guys probably got a lot of additions to this list, but these are just the top 5 I'm dealing with currently, and I think you guys, for the most part, will agree with me. So before I go into what they are, first let's talk about the car we're selling. So this is the wife's 86 Monte Carlo Super Sport. It is a pretty good car. It's decently solid. It's got its issues just like all these cars do. It's missing some interior bits and pieces. It was kind of taken apart to do some paint work, so all the rubbers and gaskets is out of it. But I mean, it's a really good solid car. It is factory, 7.5-inch rear end. It's got a T5 out of a GTA Trans Am, and it does have a 350 with a pretty good size cam. So I've put a listing online a few different places. I've got a very detailed description of the good, the bad, and the ugly on this car, so my buyers pretty well know what they're getting into. Not a whole lot of room for questions to be asked, but nevertheless, they find those questions. All right, so we're gonna start this list off with number 5, and that is not really, it's a whole series of questions. It's somebody that asked me a million questions about the car, and then they ask the one question that you really don't want to hear, and that is, will you trade for my dirt bike, my ATV, my jet ski, or some other junk I don't want? Buying a car is kind of like getting into a relationship with somebody, wouldn't you agree? You got to start out, there's steps, you got to get to first base, second base, third base, and eventually maybe you'll hit that home run. Now, don't get me wrong, I love trading cars, but you need to disclose your intentions up front. It's like dating a girl for 6 months and not telling her that you have 6 kids, live with your mom, and have the clap. So just get it out there, and if we're gonna trade, great. If not, we can move on to the next car. So with that said, will you trade for is number 5 on my list of top 5 most aggravating things asked when selling a used car. So now SVT Kevin and I are gonna jump in this G-Body and take you guys for a test drive. All right, so number 4 on our list of things today is, will it make it to Omaha? And I don't necessarily mean Omaha specifically, but people wanna ask if it's gonna make it to some obscure city on the other side of the state or a couple states away. They want me to assure that the vehicle is gonna do what it's supposed to do. And guys, we need to start a little smaller. This is a 35-year-old car. Questions like, will it start, is a lot more appropriate. It did this time. All right, so number 3 on our list is, does it have any issues? What do you think? I mean, this thing's had nothing but abuse and molestation in numerous trailer parks since the day it was born. But no, it has no issues. This thing is cherry. I mean, typically we only use the car for beer runs, so it gets moved when I gotta go get some beer or I gotta mow the grass underneath it. So I guess with the does it have any issues questions, I'd say it doesn't. It gets us to the beer store just fine. Omaha, it's gonna be a stretch to get it to Omaha. So far we've covered 100 questions, and will you trade for my broken jet ski? We've covered, will it make it to Omaha or across the state or wherever you wanna try to get it to. Lastly, we just covered, what was it? Does it have any issues? We know it has no issues, it's pristine. Next on the list is probably one of the more aggravating things for me. It goes back to that whole relationship thing. You gotta kind of get to first base before you get to second, but when the first question from the potential prospect or potential buyer, whatever you want to call them, is what's your bottom dollar, or what's your low dollar, or some horrible translation of how cheap can I get this car? Guys, look at the car, drive the car, maybe ask a question or two at least, and then maybe ask, are you negotiable? But don't talk money to me if you've never seen my car, because that's a good way to get the boot, get ignored, get dropped, get blocked, whatever forum you're on. I got no time for you. Come on, Betsy. Yes, it's a good day. It started twice. So what I don't understand is, where are the people asking me the important questions? How long a burnout will it do? Will it even do a burnout? Those are the important questions, Will it run on pump gas? Barely, right? So like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like people used to be, I don't know, guys were just tougher and manlier back in the day. Now they're worried about air conditioning and how does it ride out at 55, stupid stuff. So, anywho, we're gonna get to number 1 here in just a minute, but first, we're gonna try to get this bad boy home before we go over that one. right, guys, so we made it home in the Super Sport, and that brings us to our final, most aggravating question asked by used car purchasers. And that is it still available? Hell yes, it's available. Come get this shit out of my yard and stop asking me that. So it's not 100% the buyer's fault, because Facebook actually has it designed into their marketplace. If you look at a car too long, it automatically sends the seller a notification that you want to know if it's available. Or at least it seems that way. Nevertheless, it is still just as frustrating, whoever's fault it is. So I get about 50 of those a day, seems like. I reply to everyone because you only need one person with cash to get that sale done. So you can't ignore anybody. But man, it is aggravating. So with that said, guys, that is the end of our list. That is number 1. Hope you guys enjoyed the list. And as always, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe.